Monday, guys. Welcome into the PHNX Sun Devils show presented by Circle K. Head to any Circle K Arizona location where you can get any size Polar Pop or Froster for just 79 cents. Now through September 3rd, we have Shane Dieffenbach, Erik Ruby, DJ Danielle behind the Mac, making all the magic happen. Guys, I'm Anthony Totri. This is the PHNX Sun Devils show. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. Boys and girls, let's have a week.
Let's do it.
Let's have a week. How was everybody's weekend?
It was good.
It was good.
How was yours? You had a little trip?
It was good. It was good, you know. Just ventured off into San Diego and had myself
it's not bad.
A grand little time.
Did you find the football team?
I didn't. No, yeah. Tough for me.
Did you try to like breadcrumb them back?
I tried, but I was only able to get one.
You're only able to get one person?
Yeah.
Or one football
we
team.
don't talk about it. We don't talk about him.
Donald Parham?
Yeah. It was Chicken Parm himself. We got Sweet Prince Kenny in the chat. I'm here, just driving home.
Hey.
Be safe.
Drive safe.
Hey.
Be safe,
Donald.
Be safe.
You better be at a red light. And even then.
Just put the phone down.
Pew!
Put the phone down.
That's the police arresting you if you don't put the phone down.
I thought that was the announcement that Dan Hurley is returning to UConn.
No,
That's what I thought.
That was a good
No.
transition.
No.
right
No,
there.
I try my best. I really do.
See, again, I'm going to scold you for this. It ruins the transition when you call out the fact that it was a good transition.
It was a sarcastic good transition. Right
Oh wow, so you didn't like it?
No, not really.
I thought it was good.
Thank you. I appreciate you, dude. That's messed up, Eric. Here I am asking you how your weekend is. Dan Hurley, guys, he is staying at UConn to coach the Huskies, looking to go back to back to back. The Los Angeles Lakers, you are still without a head coach. So you might be sitting there wondering why an Arizona State podcast is going to talk about Dan Hurley turning down the Los Angeles Lakers job to remain in college sports. I know you guys talked about it a little bit when the news first started to swirl. And it is, I think at the time, it was certainly something interesting. I think leading into today, it would have been, I think personally, a big hit on college basketball if Dan Hurley would have left for the Lakers. What's the face?
I disagree. I mean,
Okay.
I'd love to hear your point, but
I think over time, at least when it comes to college football, more specifically than college basketball, I know college basketball is more your thing than mine, but national champion coaches or the cream of the crop coaches, it never was and never is the wrong word, but for such a long period of time over the last 2 decades, you've had national champions return back to either college sports or back to the program that they've been at.
Yeah.
As opposed to making a jump to the NFL, making a jump to the NBA. I think over the last 4 or 5 years with NIL, with the transfer portal, you could make the argument that it is.
You think it would have been a domino?
I think so.
Okay. I can hear that argument a little
Simply
bit.
because, I mean, we've already kind of seen it with older coaches really just not wanting to enter this era of college sports.
Yeah, I can hear that argument. If you just him leaving alone, I don't think really does a ton. But I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, this era of college sports is going to go the way it's going to go regardless. So I understand that, but I don't know if that would have kept it going. I don't know if it would have continued that way. But he is the coach right now. So
well, I mean, I think that it's not going to completely shake the foundation of college basketball if he leaves. I mean, it's still a big hit if you lose the best coach in the sport when he's at his peak, looking for 3 championships in a row. Yeah, right. And to jump to a team where you can look at it one of 2 ways: either it's the Lakers, and it's the Lakers, or you can also look at it as like, they're the Lakers, and they're not exactly the team running the NBA right now. And so I think the ability to keep Dan Hurley is great for the sport, right? And for me personally, I love that the Lakers were used for leverage. I just really love that part of all of it as well. But you keep probably the brightest mind in all of college basketball right now. In college basketball at a school that's dominating. And he just lost a lot of players. He's got a good recruiting class coming in. And so it'll be a great storyline to see how UConn plays this next season. And if they continue to dominate, I mean, you're having some conversations about, okay, like Dan Hurley all time, like where is he ranking, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're already having those conversations, but 3 in a row? First since Wooden, man. Like that's
haven't been done since
special.
what, 70s?
Yeah.
I mean, that
It's crazy.
would be absolutely ridiculous. And I think more so this year than even in the past. You talk about, again, the state of NIL and college sports and it being a difficult job. People not wanting to have these jobs for very long. You look at a guy like Chip Kelly, right? Just bouncing from UCLA to be the OC at Ohio State. Simply because, yes, things are changing, but it is hard. It is hard specifically, I think, to be a college basketball coach in this era. So if a guy who won back-to-back national championships doesn't want to do it anymore, then who's going to want to do it?
Who's dominating the game right now?
And I bring up this year more than ever because you look to college football and Michigan won the title and Jim Harbaugh bounced to the NFL.
Yeah, no, right. And I think that like you can look at that and now going into next year, if Michigan falls off a little bit, I mean, you're losing one of the most premier programs in the entire sport, right? Yeah. And I think UConn falls in that category as well. And, it's never like, hey, one person leaving is going to change everything. And it would be a little bit of a domino effect. It's like, is UConn going to hire within? Or are they going to try to poach somebody else? And does that person get replaced? But all of that doesn't really matter because now there's a chance for history to be made.
I think he was lowballed.
By the Lakers?
I'm going to be completely honest. I understand that he has no college or NBA coaching experience. I understand that, it would be kind of a gamble to do that. But they knew that they were going to have to pay a lot of money to drag him away from UConn. It's not a school that was easy for. I told you this morning, I would be shocked if he didn't take it. But then because I genuinely thought they were going to offer him at least 13, 14, 15 a year. They only offered him 11.
Yeah.
So I'm a little shocked by that because that would have made him the $11 million a year would have made him the 5th highest paid coach in the NBA, which is nothing to sneeze at, nothing to laugh at for sure. But
it's certainly interesting, I think, from both sides. And if you are UConn and you're a UConn fan, you're exhaling right now. And I said this morning to you guys when the announcement came down, like if you're a player right now at UConn and this happens, or you're a recruit, you're fired up. Like your coach turned down the Lakers to stay with you and run it back and go win a 3rd straight national championship.
Yeah.
And all the other teams in college basketball, all the giants in college basketball were waiting on this news, right? Because if Dan Hurley opts to go to the Lakers, the transfer portal opens for 30 days for all of those UConn players. Now, made a joke to you this morning, kind of a bummer. Arizona State could have used a couple of those guys, right?
I don't know if they could have.
I mean, you're welcoming, I'd say, anybody in the first 8 from UConn to come to Arizona State.
Yeah, but I'm
Not that they need. I'm not saying that they need like they need these guys, but certainly it would be helpful, right? I think if you can add bench depth or even to your starting rotation of guys coming to Arizona State from UConn. Again, the portal doesn't open. Not to say that any of those guys would have gone, but we know the relationship Dan and Bobby have. Maybe you could sweet talk your way into a couple of those players. So, you don't think so? You don't think?
No, I don't think that.
You don't think? Okay.
I don't think Dan is going, hey, I'm leaving, but I got a brother out west.
Well, see, I think the opposite. I don't think they would go, but I think Dan absolutely is in his brother's corner being like, hey, maybe just check it out. Take a flyer on Arizona State. You never know.
It's a good letter of rec, right? Like, hey, coach, what about your brother? Oh, he's great.
He's a great guy.
He's a great guy.
He, won national championships as a player.
He did.
Trying to go do it as a coach.
Has a great recruiting class.
Like, there you go. They got the PHNX Sun Devils show out in
They're
Tempe.
great out there.
I mean, that's
Dan, loyal listener of the show.
That's a recruiting pitch in and of itself. We had somebody earlier in the chat bringing up, I think, a football recruit. Is that correct? Or a basketball recruit?
That's
no,
Ryan.
We don't want to talk about Arterio Morris.
Okay.
It's the Kansas player. There's a lot going on with that.
A lot going on with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Glenn in the chat, I wonder if Hurley/Redick needed assurance LeBron was going to stay, because that's a lot of money to turn down and you don't have to recruit anymore and just focus on basketball. I think there is certainly intrigue to the idea of going from college basketball to the pros, right? Like,
well,
go ahead.
The thing is, it's not just the pros, it's the Lakers.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to the NBA team brand. So there's tons of intrigue there. The money's another big thing, but it's also the stability is why I was like, I could see it happening because you mess up there. One, you get offered 6 years. And I know I said quote unquote low ball, but $70 million is ridiculous amount of money. You're a top 5 NBA paid coach above Mike Budenholzer.
Yeah.
You mess up. You have a bad couple of years. You're not fit for the NBA. You get fired after 2. You still get paid for 4 years at $13 or $11 million a year, and you get to go back to college sports. Like you have a spot back there. It's nuts.
Not just you have a spot, but you are the guy to go.
Yeah, you're number one. Everybody's you're coming back. We want you.
Yeah.
We'll pay you a lot of money as well. But I think in the future, and this isn't just off of a hunch, it's based off stuff that like Dan Hurley has said publicly. He probably will go to the NBA at some point.
Yeah.
He said that he wants the challenge, and if the right spot opens up, and I don't know if the Lakers weren't the right spot because of something the Lakers did, or just because, okay, well, I could probably make this move. There's going to be coaching vacancies at any time. Like, why would I leave in the middle of a chance to make history, right? Yeah. And to your point of like, all of his guys are probably fired up, right? And all of his coaches are probably fired up. Maybe that was part of play of it as well. Like, I'm going to use Lakers as leverage. I'm never really going to consider them. But then when I come back, it's like a moment, right? Yeah. It's not just like assumed. It's like, wow, we got him back. Great. Let's go out and capitalize.
Great coaches do everything with intention. And Dan Hurley is the main example of that. Everything he does. Tigu's saying drop players for recruits and or transfers. They have 2 scholarship spots open. They don't need to drop anybody if they were to bring anybody in. But we talked about this. We covered it on Thursday.
Yeah.
Look, there's only so many minutes in college sports or in college basketball, and what I said on Thursdays, or maybe it was Friday's show, we're going to start seeing this transition where there are scholarship spots open on basketball rosters because kids don't want to wait for their chance. They want to go showcase themselves. It's lower level Division I programs are kind of being treated
like pros,
like JUCOs now, where you go there to showcase your talent then you transfer into a bigger program. They want playing time now. So yeah, you can go get, this top 50 transfer, but then that pushes everybody down, and you see guys like Sammy Yane drop out. You see guys like Bo Aldridge drop out, which I didn't talk about this. I'm pretty upset about Bo Aldridge, especially now, because Bo Aldridge plays for my ex-AAU basketball coach in the OTE league, the Overtime Elite League, with the Diamond Doves. My old AAU basketball coach coaches him, and so that would have been awesome, man. So that's very unfortunate.
That is unfortunate.
Come back, Bo Aldridge. Don't watch his highlights, ASU fans. Don't do it. It's going to make you really sad. He's one of the best 3 stars I've ever seen.
Well, that's kind of like the space that ASU basketball is in right now, right? It's like if you do get somebody else and they are good enough to play consistent minutes, the reality is you're probably going to lose somebody.
Yeah.
Right? And with how ASU's roster has been filled out, I don't really want to lose anybody, No. And obviously there are certain types of players that you welcome in no matter what, but like we're talking 5 stars, guys who average 20 points per game, in college basketball, guys who average 17, like the really good players building out this team. You're going to lose somebody if you add somebody, more likely than not.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely fair. Look, I don't think, again, knock on wood, Arizona State's going to be losing anybody else in this recruiting class. We'll see if Bobby Hurley opts to fill those 2 roster spots, which I imagine that Arizona State will.
You think so?
At some point, I think they. I think.
Roster spots. I don't know if you give a scholarship to a guy that's not already on the roster. Again, it's hard to justify giving a scholarship to a guy that either isn't going to play because you have your 10 set, or you're giving a scholarship to a guy that's taking minutes away from another scholarship guy in this era of college sports where that 11th guy on the roster probably isn't going to be here next year anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it hurts. And I think at this point, Bobby Hurley in Arizona State, you saw last season with injuries. It does happen. So
it's just hard to get a guy here.
No, I feel that. And again, it's not just an Arizona State thing. It is like something that you're seeing in college sports right now, which again goes back to the whole Dan Hurley conversation that we just had. But we are going to focus in and zero in on Arizona State football here in a second. But first, want to tell you a little bit about our friends over at Shady Rays. You guys brought it up. I was on vacation the last few days at the beach. You can't tell Okay, you can't tell. Sometimes it's tough for me to tan. Okay, but
Really?
yeah,
That's shocking to me.
It is. I have to spend hours upon hours at Arizona State football practices.
I'm just a beautiful golden boy.
You are a beautiful golden boy, and we've got some beautiful golden shades for you over at Shady Rays. Summer is here. Going to be spending a lot of time by the pool. You're going to need some high quality shades to block out the haters and block out the sun. They've got hundreds of options to choose from, so you're definitely going to find a pair to match your style. Me, Eric, and Shane, all very different individuals with very different style, but I'm guaranteeing you that Shady Rays has something for you the same way they've got something for us. And if you're an Arizona State fan here, odds are they've got some maroon and gold shades. Maybe grab a pair. Get ready for the Arizona State football season because it's going to be here right before you know it. I believe 82 days till kickoff, which is crazy to say. Now, the best part about Shady Rays is the customer service, hands down, because if you don't love your Shady Rays, you're going to be able to exchange them for a new pair or return worry-free within 30 days. There is no risk when you shop. Their team always has your back with personal and fast support. Exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Head to shadyrays.com and use that code PHNX for 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself. The shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people.
It's a lot of people.
It's a ton of people.
And good customer service is one of the most important things that somebody can have. Like, you ever have a problem with something and you try to get it fixed and the customer service just sucks?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the most frustrating experience, but that's not an experience you get with the friends over at Desert Financial Credit Union, because I can tell you firsthand, the people who work there, fantastic.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Never have had a bad experience in there. And for more than 84 years, Desert Financial has been Arizona's largest, most trusted local credit union, dedicated to creating exceptional experiences by giving back to the community and providing financial solutions that make lives better. Obviously, their financial stuff is great, but also if you're having a bad day and it's like, oh man, I don't really want to go into the credit union and deal with all this stuff, they're there to help you out, right? Whether it's the basics, checkings and savings accounts, but also mortgages, loans, credit cards, investment options, whether you're maybe have a child who's now starting to work and they need a place to keep their money, they're going to help you set that up as well. What's the best type of account for them to have? It's truly a great place with great people. I've loved every single experience I've had there. It's rare that you walk in a place 5 minutes before they're about to close and they're still treating you well, right? And on top of all of that, everything that they offer, they can also give you $200 for free, right in your pocket right now. All you gotta do, open up a free checking account online and get your $200. Plus, there are also 3 different ASU specific designs for their Visa debit cards. You can flaunt your maroon and gold around town. All you gotta do is go to desertfinancial.com/ASU to get started, get your $200, and get your ASU specific Visa debit card.
I love it. Sweet Prince Kenny in chat. I back Bobby. Let Bobby cook. I've said it in the Die Hard Discord already that the study or Sweet Prince Kenny, a.k.a. Donald, his changeup from disliking Bobby Hurley to loving Bobby Hurley needs to be studied. It needs to be studied in history books over the years because I've never seen somebody switch up so quickly. Yeah, without a season played yet.
It's crazy. It's not even like, oh, I was kind of on one side, now I'm on the other. It's literally polar opposites.
Yeah, it was so donating money.
It was fire, 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 and now it's I would ride into battle for it.
Yeah, which, hey, things you love to see. Things you love to see.
Goes to show how great of an offseason Bobby's had.
Absolutely. But Bobby's not the only one that had a great offseason. Kenny Dillingham, of course, had himself a great offseason as well, adding to the Arizona State defense and the Arizona State offense, which is what we're going to be talking about today. Going to start talking about some sets, right? Because we are about 82 days away, I believe, again, from kickoff, Arizona State versus Wyoming. So there are some just really, really athletic and talented guys on this ASU offense. Some play running back, some play wide receiver. You got some guys at tight end. It sounds kind of weird coming from a 3-9 team being like, well, I don't know how all these guys are going to be able to see the field at Arizona State in the Big 12, but we've concocted a couple of different sets, if you will, for Arizona State, some position groups that you might be able to go out there and see. Let's go ahead, kick things off with the bread and butter. Probably what you're going to see for Arizona State to roll off just a base offense. Got Jordan Tyson, Troy O'Meara, Jake Smith, Cam Scattaboo, Marcuston Douglas. What do we think, boys?
I get juiced looking at this.
Just
so many options.
Orange juice, apple juice.
All the juices.
All the juices.
All the juices. I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
I do too.
I can see you doing a lot of different stuff with every single one of those guys. I mean, you can just imagine like, oh, You're going to run through Jake Smith. You're going to run it through Troy O'Meara. You're going to run it through Jordan Tyson, Marcus and Douglas over there as well. And then, of course, Cam Scadaboo, who can do a little bit of everything. I'm very confident in the bread and butter. Like, I'm very excited to see what they can do.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have a ton of diversity in that lineup right there, right? You've got Jordan Tyson, who can take the top off of defense. You've got Troy, who is your big body receiver. You've got Jake Smith, who can really do it all. Scat, your returning starting running back from last season, and then you got your big boy in Marcus and Douglas. He's going to be your people mover at tight end all season long. And we saw it in spring ball. He is a unique matchup for safeties, for linebackers, and even some slot corners. It's going to be really difficult for some of those Big 12 defenses to find a guy that's capable of guarding Marcus and Douglas.
Yeah, he's the X factor for this package. We know what those three receivers can do. ASU fans might not know exactly what Jake Smith brings, but just trust me when we say this, Jake Smith is going to be a focal point of this offense. He is that good at catching the football and getting open and running routes and blocking and basically everything. He's a weapon.
Yeah.
Speaking of blocking, Jordan Tyson is one of the best blocking wide receivers I've ever seen. He wants to put somebody in the ground, like in a Donkey Kong slam move in Super Smash Bros. That's what he wants to do. Yeah, you can do a lot of different things with these guys. I think your top three receivers can change, but for the most part, I think that's what it will be. I think they all bring something different, and we knew how good that room is. We know how good the running back room is, but the tight end's the X factor, as I said. We do expect them to be good blocking tight ends, though, which is big, and what I think this offense is going to be built around a little bit more is the run game. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. It's going to be a new style of offense. I mean, well, the true X factor is the quarterback. We don't really know.
That is fair.
We don't really know what it's going to look like because we can get excited all we want, guys. Like, trust me, I love getting excited. It's one of my favorite things to do. Getting excited about
he does it better than some.
A sports team, probably even better than just getting excited. But if we want to stay grounded a little bit, who's getting them the ball? And if we can name who's getting them the ball, are they going to be good enough? And if we can name if they're going to be good enough, is it offensive line going to allow them to be good enough? And that's all the wait and see thing. So it's awesome. If we were playing 7-on-7, I'd be super fired up and being like, look, this team could beat anybody in the Big 12. That being said, we're not playing 7-on-7. We're playing 11-on-11. And for right now, this is great. But we just got to see what it translates to.
Yeah, that's fair. Glenn in the chat, I think Douglas and tight end group is average and will spend mostly blocking a lot of 12 personnel. I could see a lot of 12 personnel. I could see a lot of 21 personnel.
I'm telling you, 23 personnel. Don't sleep on it. 2 back set, 3 tight ends. Just what'd you say earlier? Our guys versus your guys. Yeah. Let's go.
Let's see who wants it.
And
more.
by our guys, we're mainly talking our tight ends against the linebackers because I don't know if the defensive line offensive line matchup is going to be great yet. But
we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see at some point
for sure. We'll see. They were not healthy last year.
So just to recap,
60 Sweet Prince Kenny.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
That's
a lot for running back.
A little too many.
He says Raleek Brown gets 60+ receptions.
The bread and butter package was as follows. We had Jordan Tyson, Troy O'Meara, Jake Smith, Cam Scadaboo, and Marcus and Douglas. Again, probably your base offense that you're going to see. Could see some variables change depending on how fall camp and camp top the zone go.
Most likely wide receiver to break through out of these three, like to break through into one of these three. Like that's not on the graphic. Yeah.
Melquan Stovall in place of Jake Smith. I think Melquan Stovall has the best hands on the team, to be completely honest with you. And if he was Troy O'Meara size, he would be in the starting lineup. Again, I know Melquan's not necessarily it's not just totally based off of height, but Jake Smith does more little things better, I think, than Melquan. But Melquan's hands are I don't think even close. I think it's the best on the team. And again, he was here last year. I know Jake was as well. But I could certainly see Melquan being wide receiver 4, getting a lot of run this season. And that may turn some people off because there are guys like Xavier Guillory. There are a lot, Malik McClain. There are some bigger wideouts out there.
Malik McClain.
But yeah, I do really like.
Did he come after spring ball?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, why don't I remember anything about him?
Yeah, he was a Penn State transfer.
Yeah, he's Troy O'Meara light right now until I see him play.
That's fair.
That's what I'm thinking him as. Yeah, I think X is another good answer.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know what he's gonna look like because of health. Not saying he's not healthy because he's looked great when he's practiced in the spring, but we don't know. Injuries are a hell of a thing. So.
I think it's those two and then a little bit of a gap between the rest.
You think it's which two?
Stovall and Guillory.
Yeah.
I also
don't sleep on Corbin Hendricks.
I was about to say the same thing, man. About to say the same thing, man. He's just built like a X.
Yeah, no, he's built. Pour one out. He's built like Elijah Badger.
Yeah, well,
he is just pure build. That's how he's built.
He's taller. He's built more like a young Troy.
Young Troy.
Yeah,
that's what I'm gonna start calling him.
Yeah, sweet Prince Kenny, you need to relax on your tall tight ends. You love them a little too much, I think.
I feel like you don't love tall tight ends enough.
Or sorry, not tall tight ends, tall wide receivers.
There you go.
Yeah, I love tall wide receivers. Yeah. Trust me, Troy O'Meary is also my sweet prince.
It is, and he's been on that since last season. I'm here for that. All right, let's get to the next package. This is the Roadrunner package for Arizona State. Jordan Tyson, Xavier Guillory, Caleb Black, Malik Brown, and Alton McCaskill. Two backs. Go ahead.
So this is not a animal. This is a running on the road.
This is running on the road.
Okay, I thought this was the road runner, not the road runner.
Oh, okay, I got you. I hear you. I can see why you would think that. Again, so Jordan Tyson, Xavier Guillory, Caleb Black, who is you're only going to see him in this package that we've got the 5 packages for you. Malik Brown and Alton McCaskill. What do you guys think of this one? You got a lot more speed in
Where
this
are
package.
These guys?
Where are they lined up?
Yeah.
Okay, you got Tyson.
Are you in a wishbone? Or are you in a split back shotgun?
You're split back shotgun.
Yeah.
Unless you want to go wishbone, where would you have these? You said it. I'm listening now.
I like pistol here.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, line me up.
I think Ralik is behind the quarterback and Alton is on one of the other sides of the quarterback, and you're in pistol. That would be sweet.
That would be sweet.
Because then you can fake handoff and turn around, you're pitching the other way.
Yeah.
Got the offense moving this way. Ralik Brown already has a head start.
And Glenn's saying Scat's got to be the QB for this package, right?
No.
How are you going to guess what they're going to do?
No, that package is reserved for the wishbone. That's when Scat's the quarterback in the wishbone.
Okay,
for sure.
I like the idea of Caleb Black in this specific package just because, and this is a little bit joking, right? When we had Cole Martin on and he was talking about the way that Kenny Dillingham plays Madden, right? Run, and then we get to the red zone and we're just running crossers. We're running drags at you. Well, I got Jordan Tyson on one end and I got Caleb Black on the other, just running crossing routes. You're not going to be able to find a defensive back that can keep up with them, especially with the threat of Malik Brown and Alton McCaskill there. Right. I think there's a scenario where you throw out this package and you're actually 4 wide, where you have Ralik lined up as a wide receiver as well.
That's probably the more
likely scenario.
Yeah, because we saw Scat line up wide a couple times last year.
And Ralik, again, he played wide receiver pretty much at USC.
Ralik is
Swiss Army knife.
He's scary, man.
We got 4-5-4 Casul, single wing offense, and then Will in the chat as well. Navy triple option.
I'm telling you.
Let's just do it.
The funniest offenses in college football are the ones that contradict themselves and don't make sense. Like when one of the service schools start running up tempo, and then you're running like a power run up tempo scheme, and everybody's tired. Everyone on the field is
nobody wants to be there anymore.
Oh, God. You get out to like just everybody, and then it's just gross football. Like, give me that. Give me the grossest brand of football we can get.
That's fair. That is fair. How do you feel about this one, Eric?
Oh, I love it. I sucker for speed.
Sucker for speed.
And ever since Malik Brown said he was coming here, I've just been dreaming of all the different ways that he could be used. And the fact that we've gone through like 3 or 4 different formations that this specific personnel group could line up with, including maybe somebody like Cam Scatteraboo is at quarterback for this as well. And I think it just sets up a lot of different options, keeps the defense on its toes. And there's going to be a later package in here that's all big, right? It's a lot of big guys. And I think having those different options and being able to even put out a full set of people with similar like skill sets, the defense, like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Right? Like, okay, sometimes I got the speed guy in Jordan Tyson, then the big guy, a Marcus and Douglas, and I've got, the back that can do a little bit of everything. It's like, no, I've got 4 different guys that can burn me in every single different way. Plus, maybe Cam Scatteraboo, quarterback, just takes it and runs it as well.
Yeah.
Like that's something that if you're lining up on the defensive line, you're like, what am I supposed to focus on right now?
Like I said, I think with the skill players that you have on this team, there is a lot of mismatches that Kenny Dillingham and Marcus Arroyo can really present to some of those Big 12 defensive coordinators. We are going to continue going through some of these packages, but guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you haven't already, drop a 5-star review. If you're watching on Twitter, go to the tweet below. Join us here on YouTube. Also want to take a pause to tell you guys to head over to gophnx.com. Click the little Die Hard tab, and you are going to see everything that you unlock, including discounts on events, on merch. You're going to get access to the Die Hard Discord, which seems like it's growing every single day. Specifically, that ASU channel. I know we got some folks in there. A ton of comedians.
Yeah,
are apparently Arizona State fans, which is absolutely hilarious.
If you want to practice your stand-up set.
I mean, that's the place to be. That is the place to be, is that Die Hard Discord. Again, head over to gophnx.com today. Click the little Die Hard tab. It's going to tell you everything that you are going to unlock. And Eric, I brought up the events. We have a phenomenal PHNX Cardinals event. We're going to Miami.
Miami.
Damon, Bo, Johnny, the boys, October 25th through the 28th. Shane himself, Dieffenbach, potentially could join. I've got a feeling Shane's just going to find his way out there. He's going to be on a boat.
I'm going to take a vacation during that time and just go to Miami.
That's fair. I think, hey, don't tell him. I think I'm going to do the same thing.
Okay.
No, that'll be fun. I'd love that. You guys have fun. Go for it.
That's fair. That's fair. Head over again, gophnx.com, or head over to PHNX Sports on Twitter. Okay. Follow us there if you haven't already. And there's links to where you guys can go ahead, sign up, check out the package for yourself. It is going to be a ton of fun. If I didn't already say, Damon Dog's going to be out there.
Yeah, that's the big.
I just love Damon.
I mean, you got to say it twice. It's a double.
It's just so good. You got to say it twice.
We've also got a Merc takeover this week for Mercury game, pregame party, food, drinks, all of that. I believe we're almost out of tickets.
Yeah, I think we have about 5 left.
Yeah, so get yours while they can. They're super fun.
It's on Thursday.
Did a lot of these for the Sun season as well. Thursday. Did a lot of these for the Sun season as well. There's no better way to go watch a game. And you can go solo as well. That's the thing with these things, is you don't need to go with somebody. You could show up. Everybody's there for the same purpose. Everybody loves ball. Everybody just wants to have fun. And next week, we got a trivia night as well.
Chicken and Pickle.
Over at Chicken and Pickle.
I'm here for it.
It's a sports trivia night on Thursday, June 20th, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. It's free.
Shane's going to be there.
I'm going to be there.
I'm also going to be there.
We're all going to be there.
Everybody's going to be there.
Everybody's going to be there.
Come compete, win some different prizes, and see if you can beat us in some sports trivia as well. Plus Chicken and Pickle.
The answer is no, you won't be able to. But I want to let you guys know, if you haven't ever been to Chicken and Pickle, I went for the first time when we went for an all-staff event. Incredible place. Great. Absolutely incredible place. Whether that be just for, again, the trivia event, definitely come out to that. But it is just a great spot to go hang out with some friends. They got pickleball. They got like a 2-story bar. They got phenomenal food. They got ping pong. They have it all over at Chicken and Pickle.
The food is so good.
They do. Look, you know one thing that they don't have? What? They don't have a rhino.
They don't, but we do.
But we do. And his name, Marcuston Douglas.
His name, Marcuston
Douglas.
Let's go ahead. Let's go to the rhino package. I hate you, Shane. We got Troy O'Meara.
Learn how to speak.
Malik McLean. Marcuston Douglas.
What the hell is this?
Cameron Hartwell and Cam Scattaboo. We're just rolling out all the beef all at once here. The tallest of tall in terms of our wideouts. We've got our biggest run blocking tight ends. This is goal line, but you're at the 10-yard line. This is what that is.
No.
Yes.
No.
Absolutely.
You're out on the rhino package?
You don't like the rhino package?
I hate
Except this is the fun part. Scattaboo's playing tight end. You got Marcuston Douglas in the backfield.
Yeah, no. No, there needs to be at least one person who can run a 4.5.
No, absolutely not. What do you need speed when you only need to go a yard?
You said you're on the 10.
You only need to go 10 yards.
No, this is you need 1 or 2 yards max.
But why are you not in 13 personnel?
Because I'd rather have one of my big-bodied wideouts, just in case. Just in case.
I hate this one.
No. How do you feel about it, Eric?
No, I love it.
Yeah. What are you running off of this? What is the play call? Because you can't just you can't just run.
You could.
The play is line.
You
everybody
could, in theory.
A single line behind Marcuston Douglas and push him.
Glenn in the chat. Rhino package seems slow as hell.
Yeah.
That's the point. Yes.
Look, I'm fine with the 2 tight ends.
Collective 5'5", 40 tight ends.
I'm fine with the 2 tight ends, and I'm fine with. And I'm fine with the like even Troy out there, but you're putting like Malik McLean out there too, who 1 we haven't seen yet, and 2 is just he's just Troy O'Meara. Like, I don't know.
Give me 2 of them.
Why
not? Why not? How do you feel about what Will said?
We already mentioned this.
Putting Marcus in at fullback.
Yeah, we mentioned this. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it.
A lot of fullback dives. Yeah. We did tell Kenny Dillingham.
Yeah, we did.
We made a bet that if Marcus and Douglas had, 10 or more touchdowns?
Yeah. We just put it on his radar.
Yeah, that Shane and I would be getting matching
baby rhino tattoos.
Which the more I say it,
so bad.
the more I think that would be cool as hell. And it'd be really cool because Shane doesn't have any tattoos.
Yeah, it'd be on my knee.
So you put it right.
No, like right here.
Oh, you put like on your
Baby
thigh.
rhino.
Just a little baby rhino.
Baby rhino.
I'm here for that. My baby rhino, your baby rhino.
Yeah, or we could just we could put him like here. And
Okay.
Dude.
Okay, I'm here for that. You don't want to get in on this?
No, I'm good.
No?
I'm good.
Okay, that's fine.
Because Kenny's the type of psychopath that would end up doing that.
But
right?
he's like, guys.
Like if it was any other head coach, I'd be like, no way.
Marcuson's gonna have 6 touchdowns during going into the bowl game that they make because they're making a bowl game, and he's gonna be like, he's gonna text us and be like, hey.
Number one.
Remember this? And then 4 touchdowns.
He's not even going to say that. He's just going to text us a rhino emoji.
Yeah.
That'd be incredible.
Links to tattoo shops.
All right. Links to tattoo shops. The last 2 packages are probably my favorite. I've got the Olympia package here, which is just the absolute most athletic package that we've come up with. Jordan Tyson, Jake Smith, Raleek Brown, Cam Scattaboo, and Alton McCaskill. So you're running 2 backs here. I like the idea of
3 backs.
Well, yeah, 3 backs here. I'm saying 2 in the backfield. You probably got Raleek in the slot here.
Okay. So are you shotgunning this also?
I'm also shotgunning this.
Okay.
But I could also see I don't hate Wishbone or Pistol in here either.
Yeah, I mean, I Wishbone. I don't know if Wishbone would ever work.
Or no quarterback. No quarterback here, and one of those 3 running backs is playing quarterback.
Let's rein it in again.
Cam at quarterback's just the cheat code.
Yeah, I like a split backfield with those 2 guys, and then Raleek just running like Tyreek Hill.
God, that's gonna be that package specifically would be such a pain in the ass, like pre-snap, because you have so many talented guys. I
don't think that's legal, Glenn.
The chat's still hung up on the Rhino.
Glenn
package.
goes, the Rhino package is just 10 guys heaving Trenton in the air over the line.
What?
I feel like you're
Trent.
like Raleek, right? Like not Trent.
I feel like Trent would have something to say about that.
Trent's the quarterback, so he snaps it. You know what would be great is
Push.
you get in like a Spartan turtle formation and just have him in the middle, and then like Marcuston is like holding onto him so he doesn't go down, and everyone's just pushing forward as a unit.
Marcuston's the guy being pushed?
No, Marcuston is well, he could be. But I was saying like he's the one mainly in charge of holding Trenton up.
Who is I can't believe I've never asked you this question before. ASU running the tush push. Who is under center? Is it a quarterback?
Marcuston Douglas.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to
Or he's
sure.
pushing. I mean, you know what? Scat's a good one. He did win Mr. Clean. Who won the Squatter Award?
I think
Kongaika.
I don't think it's the Squatter Award, the big Squad Award, because Squatter Award could mean something different.
I think it was Kongaika.
Yeah, I think it was too. Then Kongaika's there.
Well,
Whoever can
defensive
squat the
lineman.
most.
By the way, congrats to Raleek Brown, Speed Demon of the Week.
Yeah, that's huge.
Love
That's
that.
huge.
That's why we threw him in
And
the
it was
Olympia
Scat.
package.
It was Scat too. Scat and
Okay, there you go.
Kongaika
Yeah,
were the Squat
you put
Kings.
Scat there, and he just never stops moving his legs. And you put Marcuston behind him.
with Kongaika
Maybe Kongaika, yeah.
and CJ Fight at the very end.
Whoa. Now you're talking about assault.
Now we're getting real weird.
Yeah.
Now we're getting real weird. Again, that's the Olympia package. Jordan Tyson, Jake Smith, Raleek Brown, Cam Scattaboo, and Alton McCaskill. Here we are. 2-minute drill. We need to get down the field. Okay. We need to perform surgery. Surgical.
What's the score?
It's
27-24.
27-24. No, 27-23. You need a touchdown. You need a touchdown. And what are we doing? Kenny on the sidelines. Emergency room. And this is who
No,
comes
he's
out.
going, woo!
Yeah, it's just a siren that they're going to play. Jordan Tyson, Jake Smith, Raleek Brown. Yeah, Cam Scattaboo, and Melquan Stovall. I do have Stove out there. Just again, I really, really trust his hands more so than really anybody else on the team. Again, you've got Jake Smith, who was in your base package, and you've got Jordan Tyson, who is likely your wide receiver one, along with Scat. I don't like the idea of leaving Scat off the field in a must-score game. And Raleek Brown is one of the most athletic guys, if not the most athletic guy on this team. So you have to throw him in this lineup as well.
I think him and Troy are interchangeable in this. This is your vertical threat, march down the field. You're four wide every single time. But yeah, I think these are 4 or 5 of your best guys.
Yeah, 5 of your best athletes.
Yeah,
sure.
I think was Scat in every single one of these.
I think so.
Scat was not in the Roadrunner.
Everything besides that.
Yeah.
I think with this one specifically, like
because it's the running one.
Out of all the guys in the emergency room package, I feel like Raleek catches my eye the most.
Go ahead, continue.
No, let you guys laugh.
We're just laughing.
I'm just laughing at
He's laughing at the name. He's laughing at the name.
No, I'm not laughing.
What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at that you should never be an offensive analyst.
Why? What'd I do?
Because the one meant for running, you don't have your starting.
No, I didn't say it was the meant for.
It was just,
Which one? Okay, I guess I am laughing at the name then. What is it for?
Roadrunner's just the fastest guys you got out there.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that one's not for running. Caleb Black wouldn't be on that one if it was just for running. It wouldn't make sense at all. Unless we're just running jet sweeps like back and forth. Sorry, I missed you.
No, it's okay.
I was busy laughing.
I feel like all those guys, like Raleigh catches my eyes because in that like kind of situation, he just strikes me as the type of player who's like, oh, he just caught one over the middle and he's taking it 40 yards down the field because everybody was focused on everybody else. So I like that. I like that little situation you put me in. It got me excited. I was like, yeah,
that's what I do, man.
That's right.
Raleigh's gonna get a lot of scores or big plays, I guess, from miscommunications. I feel like I bet a lot of people aren't going to understand where he's going, and it might not even be him as a benefactor of it. There might be, somebody might leak out because of it. But as I said, motion's already unfair. But then when you add a guy who looks like a blur out there, it gets
who can also lower a shoulder,
more unfair.
And run through,
yeah,
that's something.
And he makes the head coach do push-ups. So
yeah, I mean, it's again. I think Raleigh Brown's strength doesn't get mentioned enough. He's going to surprise some people the same way that I think Scat is going to surprise some people with his speed this season, because we can talk about that he's slimmed down, but when you see him on Saturdays, it's certainly going to be a different show, or I guess depending on which game, a Thursday or a Friday as well for ASU football. Look, we've got a special guest announcement that we're going to drop here in a second, but first want to tell you all about our friends at Circle K. I bring up my vacation again because I had to stop and get gas a million times. I actually got gas this morning too, because the whole drive back from California leaves me with like 70 miles, right? So of course I'm going to stop at Circle K. Got one right by my house. I'm always getting gas, and I'm always picking up some great snacks and drinks that they have over at Circle K. Not only do they have great snacks, great drinks, great deals on gas, but they've got a super user-friendly app involving their new free membership program, Inner Circle, that's helping you save money every day. Save 25 cents per gallon on your first 5 fill-ups, and then save 3 cents per gallon every single day after that. I feel like there are a lot of companies out there that are going to have you sign up. They're going to help you save money for the first couple times, and then as a customer, they're like, that's really
like, you're here now. Who cares?
Exactly.
Right?
It kind of goes back to the customer service thing. That is not Circle K. They are trying to help you every single time you stop at one of their 1 million locations. Guys, join Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details.
Oh, I'm starving again. And I already had spaghetti.
Hungry boys?
For lunch.
I feel that.
It's unfortunate.
But it is a Margarita Monday.
It is a Margarita Monday. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to make it to Legal Pete's today. I've got a couple things work,
Yeah.
But you can actually work on the patio. Probably not anymore. You shouldn't, because of how warm it is. But they do have misters. Misters are elite.
Yeah.
They cool everything down. And they got those over with our friends at Legal Pete's. And they're here to bring you a win with their legendary sound check deal. As I always tell you, all you got to do is bring in a ticket stub from any ticketed event, and you get a draft beer or house mark for a penny. And they want to celebrate with you, whether it's a pregame or post-game party. They got you covered on all your game day needs, but you got to purchase an adult entree to redeem a Legal Pete's sound check deal. Illegal Pete's, your go-to spot for Totri, Shane, and Eric, and Burritos Buddies. And
beer. There you go. Things you love to see. You know what else you love to see?
This announcement.
There you go. This announcement right here. Arizona State Athletic Director Graham Rossini is going to be joining us in studio Wednesday at 2 p.m.
Woo! Let's go.
You know the best part about Graham Rossini coming in this week?
What?
Is that it's going to be happening on a snake draft day.
Are we doing a snake draft?
We're going to be doing a snake draft with Graham.
Oh, let's go.
Are we snake drafting his favorite sports at ASU?
That could get sticky.
Are we NIL funders?
Yeah.
Let's draft donors, Graham.
Yeah.
Go from there.
No, ASU coaches.
Certainly going to be a lot of fun. We had Kenny Dillingham on not too long ago. We've had the chance to talk to a lot of coaches, a lot of players, a lot of people just associated with Arizona State just over the last couple of weeks since the hire has been made. And everybody
Donald, you have to behave yourself.
Everybody has a lot of really, really great things to say about Graham Rossini. So definitely excited to get him in here and just talk to him about the state of Arizona State athletics. And again, kind of furthering the idea of how he can change Sun Devil Nation.
Yeah, and what we try to do on the show, Chad, as you guys know, is we try to get, obviously it's not groundbreaking. We try to get to know the person, but I think it's really important in a situation like this because of how much people want a change, or how much people wanted to change athletic director, not just in terms of how much they're changing with the school, but also just who they are as a person. And you're going to be able to see Graham Rossini's true personality on the show, which is something that I'm grateful for that we're allowed to do, but also I'm grateful for that we get to talk to a school's athletic director in the most genuine sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Eric, the people are dying to know, is the hat going to
The hat will not be making an appearance.
No?
The hat already made an appearance in the official Instagram announcement for ASU saying that he's the new athletic director. That's as far as the hat
still
goes.
Crazy.
I
just don't understand why they zoomed in on
Yeah,
him.
but you were there too. You were talking, Totri. You're in the middle.
They're like, that mustache is too much. Let's go to the big hat.
the big hat. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, JJ. I mean, JJ
Ask him what he
stole
thinks
it.
of BJ.
He stole it. We're
That's going to be
immediately
my
ask
first
him.
question.
Yeah. So BJ.
Graham, BJ Freeman, what do we think?
Oh,
21 points per game at the University of Milwaukee.
Don't even ask him a question. Just be like, hey, Graham.
BJ Freeman.
BJ Freeman?
Hey, BJ Freeman. Guys, that is going to do it for today's edition of the PHNX Sun Devils show. Do us a solid again. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Drop a 5-star review if you haven't already. We greatly appreciate you. We will see you Tuesday. As always, give the show a follow at PHNX_Sun Devils. You can follow me at Anthony_Totri. You can follow Big Hat here, Aaron Ruby, at Erik Ruby with an K. It's different. And you can follow DJ Danielle at Africa Danielle across social media. You can follow this guy right here, Hurricane Hat, Shane Dief himself at Shane Dief.
Just telling you guys the truth as always.
We will see you guys Tuesday. In the meantime, go Devils in peace.
We all silly like the mayor.